I'm sleepy, Dave.
Ian.
It's daylight and I'm sleepy. I don't like that. I don't like it.
Well, first of all, you're operating outside of your usual time zone.
That's true. That's
Mountain time, aka the worst time zone in the universe.
Yes. Yes, I am out east. I got up very early to get here. And I'm a little sleepy.
Right.
But that's not important because we're here to do our cooking show.
Yes. Speaking of food prep, at least you came from an area to where you are now, like your originating destination today, originating site, if you will. At least that whole area is known for incredible coffee, Ian. So you should have plenty of that. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I started my morning in the great state of Wisconsin, which has many, many things it can be proud of. Mm-hmm. It's coffee, not among them.
No.
No. As we've talked about on the show in the past, Wisconsin coffee is what happens when you have a pot of hot water and then someone from 2 rooms away whispers the word coffee into a cursed monkey paw. And that's what Wisconsin coffee is.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have to experience it for yourself to truly believe it, because you, like, a normal person thinks, like, how bad can you screw up hot bean water? Real bad is the answer. Real bad.
It's real bad. And they don't think that there's anything bad with it.
No.
But I also don't think that they know that there is supposed to be a caffeinating effect from the hot water that they're consuming.
Right.
Oh, coffee, the thing you drink to make you sleepy, right?
Yes, they're mixing it up.
You wash down the cheese with it, and then you take a little cheese nap.
Cheese nap. Yeah, it's like they brewed one pot of coffee like 100 years ago, and they've been pouring water through the same grounds ever since. Remember when Dennis Kucinich was a presidential candidate, and he would carry around like the one tea bag that he would just reuse over and over again?
Yeah.
Adorable Dennis Kucinich. Yeah.
The ancestral teapot. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Also, how weird would it be to describe to like one of your kids, I know a thing that Dennis Kucinich did?
Yeah, that's a solid deep cut of references there.
I mean, that speaks to the whole period of time that I was living off of The Daily Show as my news source. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that's what this is. I think this is you're gonna shift your on-air persona in more of a Dennis Miller direction.
Yes, I'm gonna take a right turn. Yeah.
Yeah, just more obscure references.
Oh yes, okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna call people Chachi every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Boy, 12-year-old Dave thought Dennis Miller was like the coolest guy in the world, but 46-year-old Dave thinks way different.
To be fair, Dennis Miller was cooler when you were 12 years old.
You're right. Yes. So were a lot of people, but you know. Anyway, Ian, I have something that I think if I was to just give you this thing right now that we're going to talk about, I think you would be able to summon energy from within to enjoy this experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if I was to just park this outside of your hotel room right now, you would sacrifice hours of sleep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ian.
I'm guessing it's something maybe European in origin?
It is European in origin. Yes. Uh-huh.
It better be French or Italian.
The latter, Ian. It is Italian. It is
good.
Bright got
Oh, okay. Now I'm interested. So you went on the driving experience, and I don't know what you got to drive.
Right. I've kind of been keeping it from you. Yeah. So our schedules were so wild that only I could go to the driving experience, the Rocky Mountain Driving Experience, presented by RMAP this year, and enjoy a few vehicles. And this one, Ian, courtesy of Stelantis, I really wish you were in the passenger seat with me, buddy, because you would have had a blast.
What was it? What did you drive?
Ian, it was the 2024 Fiat 500e Red Edition.
Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, so this is the facelift basically of the 500e, like the relaunch of the 500e.
Yes,
because I believe the first 500e that we got in the States was like California only. Like,
you are correct.
One of those homologation California cars that was sort of like, there's a couple of those floating around still.
Right. Yeah. Our buddy Sam has one. Yeah.
Right. And you got to drive it, right?
Yes, I did. And it was hilarious. Yeah.
Okay.
So I drove my Nugget to go drive another Nugget, and I have driven the previous version of this Nugget. I can't thank
Nugget cubed.
Thank you. Yeah. I can't thank Stelantis enough for bringing this. Yeah, so thank you, Kelly, for making sure that this vehicle is ready to go and charged up for us. Ian, I like this car right here is why I spent an entire day when I had nothing but lemon stuff to prepare. This car is exactly why I took that entire day.
Man, I am excited to hear about it. So remind me how the old one drove.
Yes.
Because I've never driven a 500e at all. I've driven a bunch of 500s and I've driven a couple of Abarths, including yours.
Right.
But that's the extent of my experience with the 500.
Yes. And I think I'd expand on your experience with my Abarth and that you've driven a couple different versions of my Abarth.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that I've never driven a regular 500 period. I've only driven my Abarth, the old E and the new E. And I think that if I'm putting things on a scale of like what I enjoy driving, I think that my Abarth is at the top. The no offense to the old 500e, but just judging between these two vehicles, I think that the previous version of the 500e is at the is false third. And the new 500e comes way closer to the Abarth than I thought it would. Like you'd think it would be like an incremental step from the previous one before, which is not bad. We're getting into like real splitting hairs territory here, right? Main downfalls of the old one were that the range is pretty rough, like somewhere in the neighborhood, I think, of 50 to 60 some odd miles, right? It was a pretty small battery. And I could be wrong. Maybe it's close to 120. I don't know. Ian, Google it. But yeah, look at he's got his Google face on.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going to Google it. I'm not going to Google it.
Okay. But I was really surprised with this vehicle in like I stepped out of my Abarth and drove this. And that's awesome. It was really cool to experience these vehicles back to back. Also, I showed up early because I had to come back down the same day. And so I didn't shuttle a press vehicle up to where everybody was staying. So I went to the driver meeting in the morning, snagged a breakfast burrito and headed straight up the mountain to Dillon. And I was the first one at the hotel. I had the parking. There were a couple employees, for the fleet management companies there. And so I just had an opportunity to get some good pictures of the 500e without anybody around.
Nice.
And it's really pretty, Ian. The color is fantastic. Yeah.
Say, so this is the red edition, which is mostly an appearance package, but with special wheels. Is that right?
I think so. I have the media kit here. I don't know if they have anything about the red specifically. Oh, here we go. 500e red. Let's see here. It is
Yeah, I think it's
Oh, it's the Product Red, the charitable global fund, right, for global
okay.
health emergencies. Estimated range of 149 miles, but that's the standard 500e as well. Yeah. So it is associated with that charity to fight AIDS and world health crises.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. I love. Do you have a good picture of the wheels? Because
Yeah, I do, Ian.
because
Yeah,
this edition has like these special wheels, and they're really cool looking.
they are, and you can see the reflection of me squatting down to get a picture. Yeah, right. Yeah, they're
Yeah, they look really cool.
multi spoke, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, black with machined accents, and
Yeah,
they
super cool.
look great. Yeah. Let's see here. So
They fit the like cool like disco ball vibe of the car, I think.
right. Yeah. And I wasn't sure if I would like the front end because like I think that we can agree that like my generation of Fiat 500 is the most adorable, right?
Mhm.
And I was worried about like the hood and the kind of the eyebrow headlight making it seem a touch more aggro, which
Yeah,
you don't want your Fiat to be angry. You want people to go, "Oh," when they see
yeah,
it, right?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think that the pictures quite do it justice. I think in person it is super adorable. I think it
Right.
almost seems like it's smiling. Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, it's got a little. It does have a little face to it. It's got a
Right?
little face.
Yeah.
It's funny because I think the pictures make it look. I think we're so used to the proportions of like SUVs and
Yes.
even like small cars having SUV proportions that you kind of forget how small this actually is. So when you see it in isolation in a photo, you're like, oh, okay, well, it's another like crossover. But no, this is actually a real small car.
Right. No, that's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about like the kind of like the SUV-ification of the styling of smaller cars, but you're completely right. Like the Hyundai Kona is a perfect example of
Yes.
that, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
where it looks like Honey, I Shrunk the SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if in the press kit there's anything that kind of like does a better job proportionally with that. Yeah. Yeah, we can kick through some of those.
Yeah, that's a great shot of the wheels too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So
there's
the
the battery
battery
pack.
and all the management stuff is just in the front engine bay where the engine would normally be.
Yes, and that is where Sam's is as well in his
Mhm.
previous gen 500e. Yeah, and so I think that it is largely the same chassis
Mhm.
as the internal combustion version, but it just feels different. I think with Sam's, it felt a little more golf cart ish.
Sure.
Right? Where it seemed like you were kind of almost sitting on top of whatever was delivering the power, and you're already sitting up kind of high because it's 500 anyway, right?
Mhm.
Deceptively high. But for anybody who hasn't been in one, just imagine that you're eye level when you're driving it with a Subaru Crosstrek sitting at a stoplight next to you because you are. You're
Right.
It's really weird, but you are. But yeah, so I think that in his, it felt a little bit more like you were sitting on top of it. In this, you feel like you're sitting in it, like you do, I think, Maya Barth, right?
Mhm.
And it's, it scoots. It's hilarious. Yeah. It just
So
gets
and
up and
it's front wheel drive. It's
Yes.
not like a ton of power or anything. It's like 118 horsepower or something like
yeah,
that. I think
something
I
like
read.
that. Yeah.
So it's not a ton of power or anything, but it's only through the front wheels.
Hmm.
So what is electric car torque like in in a front wheel drive little hatchback?
I didn't get any torque steer. I didn't get any tomfoolery or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay,
And I goosed it pretty good a few times. Yeah.
nice. Okay,
But I didn't feel like it hunting at all, like or wanting to kind of like that I had to manage it or correct it. So yeah, it seemed good. And I didn't turn traction control off. I did they have a couple driving modes. I did put it in like the sport or whatever driving mode. And yeah, I think it might be called Inspired or something like that. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Very Italian, touches through this. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we can tell that I was not at the driving event because the car did not make it to traction control off state.
Right. Right. The fact that button, I can't tell you where it is. I did not do you proud, Ian. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ian. I'm sorry.
That's great though. What about like, where did you drive it? Did you drive it like on the highway? Were you like on mountain roads? Where did you get to drive it?
I drove it around Lake Dillon. So like
Oh, okay.
all of the little roads around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the dam road and the roads that go around. Yeah.
Okay. I know that road really, really well because I've taken my car on that little connector road off the dam that kind of goes back up towards Breckenridge. And that's a fun little road.
It's a great road. PETA took us on that road at the beginning of our road trip. Yeah, that we did. Yeah, with he, Bip, and I. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great road.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was it on there? Like, did it do like change of direction well and like all that? Like it felt close to your Barth?
Just snappy and ready to go. It's that same like eager, like, come on, let's go. Hey, like, yeah, what are we doing? Let's have a party.
Okay. So that's the key there is that does it retain that energy?
Yes.
Because even in stock form, the Abarth has that, and even I think, so I drove the first time I ever drove a 500. I drove, it was just a basic 500 10 years ago in Italy. It was in 2011. I drove it.
Okay. So with a manual?
With a manual. It was a rental and we drove it all over Italy. And, less horsepower than this has.
Right.
And it was fantastic. Like it had that innate energy to it of like, okay, let's do something silly. Let's do something. Have you pulled the handbrake yet? What are we doing?
It's caffeinated, right?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the base engine. So it's cool to hear that the E kind of retains that a bit.
It does. Yeah. It feels very eager. Yeah. And very, like, you never feel like you're doing something that, like, the vehicle does not want you to do, Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool that they were able to do that. Like, it speaks to how good the car is engineered, like the chassis is engineered.
Yeah.
That you have that through line between such a range of engines and configurations and stuff. It's pretty cool.
It is. I was enamored, man. Like, I was just really, like, in my head, I was like, okay, this does probably have enough range to make it out to autocross, do an event, and come back. Like, I was already kind of thinking of that,
Oh man, yeah. This would be an intriguing thing to autocross for sure.
Right?
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Stelantis, let me take one autocrossing for a day.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Or let me help you organize an autocross event showcasing this car. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Right? Yeah. I would absolutely jump at the opportunity to do that. Yeah. Right? A few of these, the Coors Field parking lot, right? BMW does that all the time with the Ultimate Drive. Yeah. Stelantis, you can do it. Yeah. Right?
Write me a check. Let's do it.
Yeah. Like, the way that BMW does it is that they always have like some of their most crappy competitors. Like, so that not like the BMWs are ever going to be bad in that setting. They're always going to be great. But like, I went to one and we were autocrossing a BMW X5 versus like a Lexus GX something. And it was like, real, like, this is literally a body on frame vehicle that you're wanting me to compare an X5 to. Like, yeah, of course the X5 handles better. Yeah. But yeah, so let's do that, Stelantis. Let's bring a BMW i3. Let's bring some little electric cars and go to town.
That's great. How was the rest of the driving experience? Like, can you do like, can you dial in regen and that sort of stuff? Like, how were those sorts of operations?
Yes, very easy. I think that the interior and kind of like the menu settings and stuff like that is pretty pared down. I don't think you could really go nuts in the settings, but like when I was in the eco mode, you could tell it was definitely like more of a 1 foot driving experience, which is fantastic. I didn't see if you could control the braking like separately, like have it in sport mode, but have like the aggressive e-brake or what's his Nissan call it? E-pedal, something like that.
They all have to, but it's all regen braking.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it definitely like you could 1 foot it, no problem. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's
my favorite. That's my favorite combination when they have a sport.
Yes.
With one pedal driving, that's the best.
Yes.
For like mountain roads, that is ideal. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We are a sport mode engine wise, e-pedal heavy regen brake wise. We are a comfort suspension, sport steering, sport engine combo kind of guys. Like that's who you're dealing with here. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. This car fits in real nicely. I so wish you could have driven it. You would have had a blast. Like still has buttons for some of the things that you want to have buttons. I'm proud to announce that the passenger gets an armrest now. The blind spots, the visibility is a touch better and it is a step up.
Okay.
Yes, it is. If you want a Fiat 500, whether it's an old one, a new one, anything, you just have to be ready for that little concave mirror, whatever it is, on the rearview mirror to do all the work for you. Yeah. That's just the nature of the vehicle. But the visibility is improved. They put all these delightful little touches inside the vehicle to it's made in Torino. Like there's the skyline on the wireless charging mat there.
I just noticed that.
Yeah. They let's see here. They do where's the door pull? This might be upside down. So let me see here. Inside the door pull, they have a made in Torino and a silhouette of an original 500.
That's fantastic.
The turn signal, the side indicator, has the Italian flag in it. Right?
Like you want.
Yep. The tail light says made in Torino. And then on the opposite tail light, it has a little etching. I always think of like the beginning of the TV show Frasier. Like whenever I see a skyline like that. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What else? I mean, the rear seats were fine.
Oh, before you move on, I have one question.
Yeah.
Where is it made?
I think Detroit. No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. They lean into it. I think it's like, like so many automakers are taking the time to kind of like put little Easter eggs and things. Like I think Jeep was like really kind of one of the first people to do that. And then Ford did some stuff with previous generations of the Mustang. And I think is it Lucid or Rivian who does the Bear? The California Bear. Oh yeah, I think it's Lucid maybe. Yeah.
There's a bunch of them that do that now.
Yeah, Subaru is peppering like little wildlife silhouettes throughout their vehicles now.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think like it's a trend, but I think the only thing that I noticed was in this picture here, see the rear seats. So this plastic look, I will say the build quality feels better than Maya Barth, right? Like the door cards on mine are pretty cheap. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's a 500. It's not supposed to have like 70-pound door cards or anything. Right. So you can tell the plastics are a step up. But see this plastic piece on the rear hatch here, right? In the back. It has like almost the exact same thing that mine had. I think I pulled mine out. I can't remember. But like the casting marks on the plastic are still there, right? Like, so like little bit, like this is a car that like if you buy this kind of stuff is not going to bother you, right? You're going to see it, and it's apparent that it was built, the way it is. It's not going to bug you because it still has like all of this, like just in your face style, hilarious attitude, all that stuff. You kind of overlook little things like this, but I specifically sought out this area of the car because I know on mine, you could still see the casting marks and stuff on this piece of trim plastic. So
that's funny.
Yeah. Hey, stick with what you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
One other driving question I had was, what is the noise situation? Do they have an adorable sound when it's under? Because that's a rule, right? You have to have a sound audible from outside the car if it's under, I think, 30 miles an hour. And then some of the electric car companies are like piping sound into the cabin as well.
Right. Full time, like that Kia that we drove, or the Genesis, where it was just like Star Trek spaceship the whole time. This, you just kind of have like a general whir,
Okay.
Yeah, nothing. It honestly didn't stand out to me very much. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, nothing annoying, I think is the best answer. Right.
Fantastic. Yeah.
They do have stuff in the press kit about it singing. And I think it does have like a little startup chime that I meant to record, but yeah, it's very pleasant. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. I really like the way that it looks. And then lastly, seating position.
Yes.
Still the same?
It is exactly the same. But I think that these seats had more adjustability than mine did. I think mine are kind of known as having the least adjustability of all the Fiat seats, the sport seats that I have, because I don't even have a movable headrest on mine. Yeah. And yeah, it felt like I was getting out of my Nugget into like a sliding doors version of another Nugget. Yeah. And yeah, here you go. Here's the two of them right next to each other.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. This is what I get for showing up early, being able to take a picture like this, right?
That looks awesome.
Yeah. I got to straighten my license plate frame. But yeah. You can see the headlights are a touch higher. The roof line's a touch higher. But then again, mine's in a Barth, so it does sit lower. I haven't lowered it beyond that. So I think that the standard 500, I don't think the height of the vehicle has changed much at all. But yeah, you can tell the mirrors are a touch higher. They're coming out of like that window triangle rather than out of the door now. Yeah, things like little things like that. Yeah. But yeah, it was delightful, Ian. I so wish you could have driven it. And I wish I had the opportunity to be frightened while you were driving it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. The 500e, man, like I've thought about it a lot. Like I love my Abarth. And if I needed like just a little city runabout, I would get this. Also, I think we do need to touch on price real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think this thing clocks in around 32.
I saw like 35, 34, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is pricey for what you are getting, but this is not a vehicle that you like just like, you're not really cross shopping too many other things, right?
Yeah. There's not a lot in this segment, really.
Yeah.
But as a stylish city car,
yeah,
we don't have a lot of other options. So like, I think in the UK, there's like the little Honda guy and a bunch of French ones. But we don't have really this segment here.
Right. We don't have an all electric Mini Cooper yet, do we?
No, we do. There's the plug-in hybrid. I can't remember if
I think we're still waiting for the all electric Mini.
I can't remember if that's they did have one in California as well. That was like
the
California one. I don't know if it's widely available.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, here it is.
Yeah. The Mini Electric.
There you go.
Maybe they do have the all electric now.
Yeah. I know I've seen one or two of them. I wasn't sure if they were like, moved over from California, because you see them running around sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's the Mini, I guess. So It's this and the Mini.
Right. And that kind of puts you back in the situation of like, nobody is really like, you just don't happen across, like people do not buy these vehicles like they would buy a Toyota Camry or a GMC Acadia or a Hyundai Santa Fe. Like you
don't buy it by accident.
Yeah, exactly. You're dead set. Like, this is like the pair of shoes that you specifically want. You saw them in the shop window. You want that pair of shoes. You're going to save your money to get it, or you're not going to have that pair of shoes. Right. Mm-hmm. But either way, you still want them, Yeah. So it's pricey, but really nice, really fun. I
really like it. It's really cool.
Oh, I can't wait for you to get behind the wheel of one, Ian. Yeah, I do like the subtle changes that they made to the dashboard, like that kind of like curve, and the gauge cluster is fantastic. There's some better pictures than what I took. There's the gauge cluster there. I mean, Ian, right? Like, it's real simple, Yeah.
I like that.
Right? They're not messing around. Like, it's just, you just have fun driving it. Yeah. Look at how great those seats are with the Fiat name embossed into them.
Yeah, and a real armrest.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a center thing now, so the passenger gets to play too.
Fancy.
Can you believe that? Yeah. The interior fabrics felt so good. Yeah, they felt great. Yeah, great little car, man. Great little car. So,
well, thank you for that dispatch.
No, not a problem.
I'm jealous.
Not a problem. When I was driving it, I was very much missing you, buddy. Yeah. So there you go. So my wife, she enjoys driving the Nugget every now and then, right? But I think if she had one of these as her second vehicle, she would flip out. She would love it and drive it everywhere. She really would. Yeah. Yeah. But
it's very cool. It's very cool and stylish. I like it.
So there you go. So thank you, Stelantis. Thank you, Kelly, for bringing it so that I could drive it, spend time with it. It was absolutely worth the drive up to Dillon. Having my Fiat go into limp mode one time on the way up.
Oh no.
Yep. I got a check engine light and it went into limp mode. It's that thing. It's a whole thing. Because I got a check engine light in my Fiat on the way to drive another Fiat. Right? Like, my Nugget was like, no, like, you're sticking with me.
Getting jealous. It was getting jealous.
Right? Yeah. Go figure. Lots of passion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know what the check engine light was, Ian? It's the one that comes on when you don't drive it hard enough.
Oh.
If you short shift and go full throttle on my Fiat, it gets like a turbo under boost air, something like that. Mm-hmm. I think the air is like under overboost, right? So it's covered.
It's the "you've brought shame to your family" engine light.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, you let it drop below 3,000 RPM and you floored it. Like, what are you doing? Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. So,
oh my god, it knows it needs an Italian tune-up.
Yeah. That air code might as well say driver error. Focus up, Nimrod. Yeah. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, the check engine light needs to be like the hand, like, hey. Yeah, there just needs to be like an Italian grandma with like storing a giant thing of sauce, and she's like, yeah.
Capiche?
Yeah. She's actively taking a breadstick away from you.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, thank you very much, Fiat. Thank you, Stelantis. And
I'm glad it wasn't too broken.
No, it was fan. Oh god, yeah, my car, yes, for sure. But yeah, I loved it, man. I'm gonna think about this car a lot. I have been. So
Awesome.
there you go. 500e, everybody.
I have done a few car things.
Oh, okay.
A few car things. I am without my car. But I went with I'm staying up with my parents and the rest of my family in Wisconsin, and so they're in like a small town in Wisconsin over by the Twin Cities, and they had a little car show at one of the local breweries, and so we went and checked it out. It was really cool.
Okay.
It was a very interesting group because it was a couple of like old pickups. It was a bunch of muscle cars. You can tell the muscle car scene up there is pretty strong.
Hashtag Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yep. My dad brought both the Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio.
Oh, he brought two cars.
Yes, because I got to drive one, and then the Aston Martin Vantage.
Okay. All right.
The V8 Vantage, and so
Which
those
did
were.
you drive over?
I drove the Alpha because I had the children with me.
Ah, okay. Yeah, 4 doors.
Yes, and I think they were the only 2 European cars at the show.
Oh wow!
The rest were all American. And then I took some, and then there was a couple of like hot rodders. As well, and like rat routers, which was really cool to see. There was one cool old pickup, that was like on the S10 frame, but it was like a Ford body, like an old Ford body with like a big, little small block hanging out the front. That was great. The kids got a kick out of that. I have some pictures.
Yeah.
Of a couple things. First of all, I didn't get a picture of it, but there was a Riviera there, like a 1968 Riviera.
Yep.
It was just that was my favorite car of the show. It's just so pretty.
Right.
So pretty. And it was in that black, like just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep. You turn the entire Art Deco movement into a car, and of course it's perfect.
It's so pretty.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's in person, those things just they have a real presence, and I really like them.
Right. I think
I see one.
Which one had the vertically stacked front lights? I thought there was one that had vertically stacked front lights. I could be wrong.
Might be earlier.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, you can't get one of these and it be the wrong one. They're so great. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
66.
Yeah, it's not vertically stacked. It's kind of with this off to the side here. Yeah.
Super cool.
Still, man. Yeah, that's so great. I love that. Yeah, when the kids see a car like that, what do your kids? 9 and wait, how old's Nico?
10 and 6.
10 and 6. Yeah. What do a 10 and 6-year-old think of when they see a car from the 60s?
Yeah. They weren't really into the muscle cars. There was until a 1970 Mustang showed up, and then they were like, "What is that?" Okay. That is the best looking Mustang, I think. As well. It was like a white 1970 Mustang. It was really cool looking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And they liked the Mustang. There was a couple Mustangs that they liked, but they were mostly into like the weirdo rat rods, and they really liked the trucks.
Okay.
Like old pickup trucks. Kids love,
Yeah. And 46-year-old gingers as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, so Nico, that's what it was. So Gus gave 2 shits about any of the cars. I asked him what his favorite part about the car show was, and he was like the food truck.
Okay.
And I was like, well, what would you do to make it better? He was like, more food trucks. So that's all he cared about. And Nico, at one point, early 70s Jeep Wrangler pulled in.
Yeah.
And Nico like just ran over and
Yeah.
just started pepper the person. Like the poor person was like trying to get out of the car, like was literally pulling in, and Nico was just there like, what year Jeep is this? What kind of engine does it have? You know,
Okay.
I'm from Colorado. You know, like his whole life story.
Yeah. Verbal. Yeah. Word assault. Yeah.
Yep.
Word barrage. Yeah.
Which you have been on the receiving end of, and
I
you know
have.
it's basically a weapon of mass destruction. So
it's a scene from UHF where they make him drink from the fire hose for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he got to unleash that. But anyway, so I have a couple of pictures. One is called Car Showing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look, bud. Yeah.
And that's the backs of of Nico.
Oh, what's going on here? Okay. No.
Oh.
It's trying to search by image. Yeah. Hey, here we go.
Oh.
Boom. There we go. Okay, there's Nico.
So this rat rod that he's looking at right now, the frame, it was hard parked. So the frame was on the ground.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Super cool.
Okay.
Yeah, very like gothic-y, sort of, you know, like Munster style hot rod.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really
straight
cool.
jackets for the upholstery.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Okay.
All sorts of crazy stuff in there.
Okay.
The door handles on the inside were socket wrenches.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
Ratchets.
Yeah. And pipe wrenches on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Really cool. So there was like a handful of those. Okay. It was like a small little parking lot, but they all crammed in.
That's so cool.
And then I took a picture of a Ford Fairlane? No. Yes, Fairlane. It's called Skyliner.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. With the automated convertible top, right?
Yes. Fairlane Skyliner. Yeah, super cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of those in person before.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Yeah.
Really cool. Like, you know, automated, a hard top convertible from this era. Yeah. Super cool. I think it's in 1960. Really cool.
That's amazing. And I mean, look how clean that thing is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think I uploaded the picture, but there's like a bespoke luggage in the back that came with it. So this is the luggage compartment. So the luggage compartment is all finished in this like tweed or whatever, but in the middle of it, there's like a little box where the luggage goes, and then the hard top fits on top of the suitcases.
Wow. Okay.
Super cool.
Luggage set. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it kind of sits in the middle like that, almost like you have like an igloo cooler sitting in the middle of your trunk. Yeah. Exactly
right. There's a little home for the luggage, and the only way that it works is like then the hard top like surrounds the luggage.
Okay. Oh yeah. Here, I think you can get a good view of it from here. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it has like a little basket almost. Yeah, like a little laundry basket that stays in there. Okay.
Right. So you can't put the top down unless all the luggage is contained in that little sub trunk.
Hey, yeah. That's okay. At least they tell you exactly what size and shape. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. It was really rad to see one of those. I don't think I've ever seen one of those in person before.
I think we all dream of being able to buy a car one day that has its own like specific luggage set. Like that is like a hefty checklist.
That's a good goal.
Right?
That's a good.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of them. I mean, the McLaren F1 is insane, right?
Right. Yeah. I just want a car that comes with luggage.
Yeah.
That's a great goal. That's a great
I'm already bringing my own baggage, right? I need the car to bring its own as well.
A plus.
Thank you. Okay.
That was great.
Yeah. What else? Any other pictures from out there?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Seen some good license plates. So I'm excited for next time we will do a license plate game because
Yeah.
I got one this morning that was
Oh,
pretty great.
okay. All right. I've seen some good ones out here too. So yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice, bud.
Dave, what do you say we do an album of the week
Yeah.
and wrap this thing up?
Yes, I do want to let you know real quick before we hit the album of the week. Our dear friend Jesse, the original owner of my Nugget Abarth, did send a text in and wanted to let you know that the 2004 Volkswagen R32 that was running Pikes Peak this year did not finish.
Electrical problem?
I don't know. I need to check.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a bummer. I didn't know that there was one. That's
Me
cool,
neither. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Jesse. Yeah. Got to dig into that and see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Send
And,
fuses.
offer our condolences to the team.
In lieu of flowers, send fuses. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. What do you got album wise, bud? Yeah. What's Ian need nowadays?
Well, I knew that we were going to talk about a small Italian car.
Yes.
A stylish Italian car today. So I wanted to pick something to match that energy.
Okay.
And I think there's something very like 60s-ish, cool 60s-ish about the Fiat 500.
Yeah.
And so, but also more modern. So I am picking Mondo Cane by Mike Patton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Faith No More lead singer.
Yeah. So Mike Patton, famous from Faith No More and Mr. Bungle and every other crazy thing that he's ever done. One of his many, many side projects was this 2010 album called Mondo Cane. And it's basically just straight ahead renditions of like Italian pop songs from the 1960s.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's fantastic. He plays it totally straight. But it's Mike Patton singing these things, and you can tell that it's him.
Right.
But it's very cool. Like, and I think if you listen to it while driving an Italian car, you would feel like you were like, in a spy movie or something. Like, it would be it'd be like the scene in like the James Bond movie where they're like, he and one of the girls are like driving to the beach. Yeah. And there's like a beautiful tracking shot, and it's before the baddies have shown up.
Yes.
Before Q has gotten in touch with him.
Gotcha.
That would be like that sort of scene.
Okay.
There's sun. There's a scarf flowing in the breeze.
I was going to say, his scarf has to be present. Yeah.
There's a scarf. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The world doesn't need sunblock, in times like this. There's no bugs hitting the windshield. It's all just so idyllic, right?
Big sunglasses, scarves.
Yes. Yeah. Get the Jackie O sunglasses on and hit the road, man. Yeah. Yep.
So there you go. That's to match the Fiat 500 energy.
I will want to wear high-waisted pants while I listen to this.
You will.
Okay.
You will.
Okay. Yeah.
With many pleats.
Yes. Okay. Nice. Mike Patton, Mondo Cane. That's awesome, man. I didn't know he did this album.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you would have known this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's like one of my top 5 like Sunday morning making pancakes album.
Okay.
It's also great for that sort of vibe.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. What else is in your like top 5 Sunday morning making pancakes?
A lot of jazz.
Sure.
A lot of jazz. What else would be in there? Like like an early Beatles record. Or something like that. Something
that sounds like sunshine and morning time and fresh coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get it. Nice, dude.
You don't have to go to work tomorrow. What are you talking about? You have to go to work tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. We have plenty of syrup and butter to go around. Yeah.
We can worry about Monday after brunch.
There you go. Nice. Yeah. You're making a French press.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. I like that. That's good, man. Working at the music store when I was, in my 20s, you learn several things, that Luther Vandross has tons of fans and they're always buying his albums. Prince, limitless fans. And that Mike Patton has a deep cult following. People love Mike Patton for good reason. Yeah. He is one of those people that whatever he did, people would definitely snap up.
Yes, I'm, I think his fans are rabid.
Yes. Yeah.
In a way that I think like Pixies fans are kind of that way.
Yeah.
There's a handful of fandoms out there where you're like, man, I really like this, but I'm not with you guys necessarily.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even Aphex Twin fans are like, okay, we get it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So don't let that put you off. This is a delightful, fun record.
Nice. Well, there's a reason people like him so much. So yeah, I'm sure this is great. I'll have to listen to it for sure. Yeah. I have to drive into the office tomorrow. I'm taking my Fiat. I'll put this on.
There you go. Get a white linen scarf.
I have a linen shirt. Can I tear it up and make it a scarf?
You have to. Yeah.
Okay. Mandatory. Okay. Nice. Right on, man.
Dave, I think we might have done a car show.
I think we did. Yeah, we talked about cars, Ian. Yeah, you exposed your children to cars. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I turned into a child driving a car. Yeah.
That's the best sentence composed of the words exposed and children possible.
You are correct.
You started that sentence and I was like, I don't know where it's going. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I did.
I'm buckled in anyway. Yeah. Yep. So, right on, man.
Yeah. Everybody, Apex adjacent, all the places, 720-515-1391. Thank you. We love you. Goodbye.